Hi everybody, this is Johnny from Lions and Bowties, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. As you can see, I've got Bayonetta 2, well, a demo of it right now anyway. This is a currently European exclusive demo for the Wii U, obviously. Here's some of the options screen. I thought I'd record a little playthrough and show it off to the people who don't have access to this demo yet. I'm sure it'll be released stateside very shortly. Anyway, as you can see, I took the classic controls option. The controls are very similar, at least, to the original Bayonetta. It's been a couple of years since I've played the original, so it's hard for me to say, but they're essentially the same. You know, punches, kicks, lock on, a couple of slight differences, but we'll get into that as we get into the gameplay. And right away we jump into the tutorial. Simple enough, punches, and in a second it'll be doing the kicks. This is very similar to the loading screens in Bayonetta 1, where it would let you test out your combo list while the game was loading. It's super quick, just a couple little things. Holding a punch or a kick button afterwards, she'll fire bullets from her guns that are on both her wrists and her feet. Here's the main unique mechanic of the Bayonetta games is witch time. And what witch time is when you dodge an attack at the very last second that you can, it'll activate witch time, which slows down the opponent and lets you get in a bunch of extra hits. You see, that time I didn't get it right, I got the time wrong. You've got to do it at exactly the moment before it would hit you. Anyway, we get into the gameplay here, and as you can see, very similar to the first Bayonetta, very colourful, very action-packed. As you can see, this introduction on the jet fighter, very similar to another Platinum game opening, the Wonderful 101, where you started off on a train. There's me showing off witch time in action, stun the opponent, and then a big kick finisher. That's one thing you'll come to expect from Bayonetta, is big moves, big finishers, very flashy gameplay, with a very solid center underneath it. The lips icon you can see is the lock-on, and here's the torture attack. What a torture attack is in the top left corner of the screen, underneath the horizontal line, that's the health meter. Underneath that you'll see little orbs that fill up when you successfully execute combos. It also goes down when you take hits, if I remember correctly. When you fill it up to the top, there's two options that you can do. You can either do a torture attack, which there's a unique animation for each type of enemy, and so you can see lots of different sadistic ways that Bayonetta can destroy her enemies. The alternate option is new to Bayonetta 2, and we'll get into that very shortly. So yeah, more enemies, plenty of stuff going on in the background. Also, you notice a much bigger enemy here at this point. That's I guess it's a subtle way of the game showing you that there's lots more to come. Anyway, here's the Umbran Climax, and I guess you'd say similar to systems like in God of War or other beat-em-up games where for a brief period of time you get extra powerful. That's what the Umbran Climax is in this game. It calls forth the limbs to inflict much more damage on the opponents for a brief period of time until the little orbs in the top left corner of the screen run out. You'll also notice whenever you defeat enemies, they drop a whole load of what look like rings from Sonic the Hedgehog. They're angel halos, the halos. There we go, get the right word. They're halos, and in the full game, assuming it's the same as Bayonetta 1, which I'm pretty certain it will be, you use them as currency for upgrading weapons and getting new skills. Oh, these torture attacks. They give us sadistic pleasure, they really do. Anyway, the camera can go a little crazy every now and then with so much going on. It's a relatively passive camera, I've come to find. Much like the first game, that's One thing I wasn't so fond of in the first game was the camera being a little less than optimal at certain points, but considering the number of situations and combos that you have, it's probably understandable. And I got a silver medal. Each of the fighting encounters will give you a medal, just like in the first game. The rating system, if I'm remembering correctly, there's 5 different criteria. You can get 5 different ranks. The lowest is stone, and then bronze, silver, gold, and then platinum. If you get, or is there a pure platinum? I think pure platinum might be for getting all the platinums in the level. I forget. Can you tell this isn't very well rehearsed? The demo only came out about 100 minutes ago. Anyway, here we go against the first of the bosses in this level. One thing to note during this boss battle, or mini-boss, whichever you want to call it, this significant encounter, is that for all of the small enemies up until this point, the attacks that pause witch time primarily had a yellow glow to them, a gold glow to them, whereas this boss doesn't really have that, so that's probably an important lesson to keep in mind, that not everything is going to be such a big obvious warning for you, so you've got to watch the opponent's animations carefully. You see right there, it didn't flash golden, so you've got to get your timing just right. Also, I know there's a terrible habit to do this, and I do this myself. I'm not a particularly good Bayonetta player, I'll confess that, is that you can get into the habit of spamming the dodge attack, which most of the time doesn't work in your favour, so watch out for that.
That was quick. Did you get everything? Forgot the caviar. You think they're still open? It's not Christmas without caviar. Let's finish this quickly then.
And so here we're introduced to Jean, which is a character from the first Bayonetta. Obviously I won't be spoiling anything. That attack looks so weird to me, that sort of green gungy attack that I don't want to guess what it is, honestly. But yeah, if you get hit by that, you get stunned for a little while. You need to wiggle the analog stick about to start moving again. Also, we get these lovely cinematic punishment attacks, which you've got to mash the particular face button. One observation I've had while playing this game is that on the gamepad, it's this is more of a hardware problem. I'd say it's a little less comfortable to mash buttons on the big old gamepad, but the Pro controller should be fine for that. Yeah, big health bars, big enemies, and you've got to be super careful, so keep attacking, but also dodge at the right time. It's a weird adaptation for me, because I've been playing so much Hyrule Warriors recently, that I need to readapt to having the right trigger, the ZR button, be the dodge attack, after B button being the dodge for that game.
Don't listen to those masters.
And here we have a particularly new style of gameplay, which is probably quite Sonic Adventure 2 style, the final boss of that, where we fight against Gamora. It looks like one of her hair demons has, well, got an umbrage with our witch. Well, not a problem, though you see the health bar in the bottom right screen for the boss. It's multi-layered for this one. Another thing to learn for the game. A lot of these bosses can take a real beating. But, yeah, the little lips marker that you can see appearing periodically on his nose, that's because I keep hitting the button in a panic. The left trigger, ZL, is the lock-on feature. And he's stunned, so go in for a good punish attacks. That's what you're going to want to do. I mean, one, they're cinematic, but two, they do a lot of damage. That's one thing you'll find a lot with the Platinum games. They tend to have a really cinematic flavour to them, even though, but it's not to compensate for some sort of shallowness of the gameplay. Definitely not. And now we're entering the second stage of this this boss battle, where he's constantly moving around the spire of this building, and I can tell you, during my first playthrough of this demo, this is the second playthrough you're seeing right now, I had quite a bit of trouble with this section. He's got quite a few different moves, and sometimes it's not completely obvious when it is you're meant to dodge roll. That's as you're seeing me struggle here and taking a bit of damage, but she'll win in the end. She always does. Yeah, you're seeing I'm getting onto low health at this point. I assume they keep the same system in this for the first game. Truth be told, I've not actually died yet. But this is a Megaton attack. Yeah, the swallow. It looked like it would be the end, but no, completely fine. So not much else to say at this point. Just wailing on the wailing on a dragon climbing up a tower, as you do. And that's it for the prologue level, the World of Chaos. In case you're wondering, for that last Megaton attack, it's the right analog stick you need to spin. It's not immediately apparent. I know during the first playthrough I spun both analog sticks. That was me testing, and yeah, it's the right analog stick. To be continued. And with that, that's the end of the Bayonetta 2 demo. Hopefully this will be released in the States and Australia and everywhere else in the coming days and week or two until the game comes out. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this has been informative. I'm Johnny from Lions and Bow Ties. See you next time.